next guest is sharing some places you may not know about where you can discover some Christmas history. Joining us back for more. Every time I think we scare him away, he comes back. John Friia, the digital creator behind Here in New York. John, welcome
Thank you for having me back. I mean, you guys can't scare me away. And I even brought a little sweet treat for you guys.
Okay, like I just want to say, we have to get down to brass tacks first.
Yes.
The last time Mr. Friia was here, he talked about these notorious Neiman's chocolate chip cookies.
Oh yeah. Oh, who hasn't heard of them?
Yeah, I bake these every year, so I do a few hundred of them. But I made
I
made a special batch for you guys. Those ones right in front of Alex. Those are the soft ones. Okay. These are the hard ones. Okay. And the secret ingredient is actually instant espresso.
What? Okay, so he posted yesterday. And I said, I already loved you when you said you were going to do the cookies. You put a little bustelo in these cookies. This is Little Miss Café Bustelo.
You got to put a little espresso in
just
there.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Because some people don't like espresso, so,
it's
don't
just
want to scare them away.
I think it's very appropriate for us to nosh on the cookies while we talk, while we have a kiki.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
Okay.
To kiki and do this interview.
We're going to have a little kiki. These ones, well, let's start first with Madison Square Park.
Yes, so that is actually where the first, America's first public Christmas tree lighting happened. And there's a monument there to commemorate the occasion. It's called the Star of Hope, and it's at the southern end of the park. And the first lighting actually happened in 1912. That's the light. It was a 60-foot tree that was brought down from the Adirondacks on a horse-drawn truck. More than 2,300 lights were wrapped around that tree. And get this, on December 21st, 25,000 people packed that park.
No. Oh my God.
And I've been to this park so many times, so
I
can't imagine that many people.
It's like Mary Poppins
but it was a huge success, and cities across the country started to do their own lighting ceremonies the following year. And that light is, that Star of Hope is lit all year round to kind of remember the holiday spirit when it's not Christmas.
See, everyone thinks it was the Rockefeller Center tree, and it was not.
And the 110th lighting is happening December 7th.
That's coming up.
Which is
a couple days
Wednesday.
later.
Wednesday.
Yep.
It's also a full moon.
Oh,
I know.
By the way, I'm sorry. This is delicious.
Well, I'm glad you like those.
Excellent.
You know who might like those too?
Who?
Ebenezer Scrooge. Yeah. Have you ever heard of A Christmas Carol?
Maybe.
It's from this author, like Charles Dickens.
You know what? Kind of rings a bell.
Well, his original manuscript is on display at the Morgan Library and Museum. And Dickens wrote that story in just 6 weeks back in 1843. And we all know it as Scrooge. He turns into a charitable and better man after being visited by 3 ghosts. J.P. Morgan acquired that book in the 1890s, and the Morgan Library has had it on display every holiday season. They advance it 1 page every year. This year, it's on the scene where he says they had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Not the surplus population.
Wait a minute.
So we know, I mean, I've seen so many movies, and I've also seen a lot. I've read the book so many times.
The play adaptation I've seen in several locations. It's like a tradition in my family.
Were you in your school's production of A Christmas Carol?
We did not have that. At Chatham
well,
Middle
had
and
they,
High
I
schools.
think you should have been in it.
I should have been Ebenezer Scrooge.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Christmas Past. Future's too
Well,
far.
they both said I should be a ghost. I'm going to have to go get a spray tan.
But do you like the cookie?
I love the cookie. It's delicious as I choke on the milk. But there is also some, let's change the subject. There's also some Christmas history right here in Chelsea.
Yes, I love this. So every night before Christmas, I read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore. And there's actually a beautiful display on 22nd Street that commemorates that Christmas poem. And it's so important that it's in Chelsea because that is where it was written. Clement Clark Moore was living at his family's estate at the time, and that estate turned into the neighborhood of Chelsea.
The estate turned it into the neighborhood. Okay.
Yes, so it was the 1820s. He wrote it as a Christmas gift for his daughters. And then in 1823, in December, it was published in a newspaper upstate. But he actually didn't take credit for it at first because he was a theology professor and he thought there was a little conflict there. He later did take credit for it, and he's one of the first few people that is credited for creating the modern-day depiction of Santa Claus.
So what is this that we're looking at here?
So that display is done by Creative Hatch. It's at a townhouse on 22nd Street, and that's the block, they say, where his estate actually...
Just a small part of
just
my
a
small estate, yes.
And it is currently on display now. We can go.
It'll be on display December 11th.
Okay, also, did you catch that he says every Christmas Eve he reads?
I do. I'm 30 years old, but you know, you got to keep that.
You have to keep the Christmas spirit alive.
Yes,
I love this.
Magic of Christmas.
Yes.
So from Chelsea to the Upper West Side, we're going to be talking about one of the most famous newspaper editorials in New York. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Who has a dollar bill?
This is on 95th Street between Columbus and Amsterdam, and that's where Virginia O'Hanlon lives. And
dollar bill. From Miracle on 34th Street. Remember the scene?
No, that went over my head. Sorry. Sorry.
Let the man speak.
I'm so happy you put up with us.
So Virginia O'Hanlon was being made fun of for still believing in Santa Claus, and she actually asked her father, does Santa Claus exist? And her father said, ask the editors at the New York Sun, if it's in there,
If it's in
so.
the sun,
Yeah.
it's so.
And that is when Francis Church comes in. He responded to the letter in September 1897 saying, he exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And those words resonated with so many people that that editorial was reprinted every year during the holidays for decades.
I love this.
Yes.
Love,
And
love, love.
speaking about a little holiday tradition, there's one that
Please.
started right here. When I'm saying right here, I mean on Pix 11.
And for this, I'm going to dunk my chocolate
Yes.
chip cookie into my
We are
lampshade.
part of history,
I
y'all.
think you guys know. So the Yule Log started here, and that's actually the original Yule Log back in
There she is.
1966.
There she is. That's
Yes. So they had a camera crew from Pix 11 go to Gracie Mansion, set up a camera in front of the fireplaces, and they recorded a 17-second clip. They looped it for 3 hours with Christmas music playing in the background. And the president of the station at the time said it was the Christmas card to the viewers, and that it
Wow.
would serve as a comforting holiday backdrop for New Yorkers that didn't have a fireplace in their homes.
There you go. Tell
Pix
me,
11,
tell
man.
me you're a New Yorker without telling me you're a New Yorker.
I love
The
that.
Pix
I watch that
11 will
every
love.
Christmas morning while I open up my gifts.
And you are welcome back here anytime you want.
Please, especially if you bring these delicious cookies.
I'll have to think about what I bake next.
Thank you.
Incredible.
John
Incredible.
Friia, we love and adore you.
Have a good
Thank you so
Christmas.
much.
You can learn
Merry
more about our
Christmas.
friend, John Friia, and fun facts about New York City by following Here in New York on Instagram and on
the
TikTok.
TikTok.
He's on TikTok, guys. It's incredible. You can also visit Here in New York's website, hereinny.com.
Yes.